This is a very exciting day. This is New Camera Bag Day, and this is my brand new Shimoda Designs Urban Explore 20-litre backpack. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my favourite features of the bag and why I picked it up. Now, a few months ago, this was launched on a Kickstarter project, and I decided to pull the trigger and make a bid on it. I've never actually done that before, so that was quite exciting, and it's finally here. I've been waiting quite a few months, but it's been worth the wait. I love the bag. It looks so cool, and I cannot wait to start using it. I've done a lot of research on the bag prior to buying it, so I wanted to share with you the reasons that I picked it up and the features that I'm really looking forward to using. Now, I have to confess, I have had many backpacks in my time. You all know as a photographer that you're always on the hunt for the perfect backpack. I'm not sure one exists, but I do feel that this one may come pretty close from my extensive research into camera backpacks. I've previously mostly used, probably in my life, my Peak Design everyday backpack, and it's the closest I've come to being really happy with the bag. I loved all the features, I loved the design. It actually rings true a little bit similar, I think, to this Shimoda in terms of the thought that's gone into details and design. However, there's one thing I absolutely hate about it, which is the side access, side opening. You get both those sides that flip open, and it terrifies me every time I open it. It's very precarious because if you open the wrong side, everything just comes tumbling out. This has happened to me. So when you've got some very expensive gear in there and you're opening this on the side of a mountain or on a street in the middle of London and you're not quite sure what side you're opening and things that are very expensive come rolling out, it is not a good situation. So one of the things that really drew my attention to the Shimoda bag was that it is not side opening. Well, it does have side access, but primarily it's a back opening bag. So let me get into some of the features. I'll start things off by talking about the general build quality. I think it has a really premium feel to the whole bag. You can tell because all of the buckles have been anodized. The zipper pulls are really, really nice, and it's got a really good structure to the bag. It's got a rigid framework in the bag, but at the same time, it's got a little bit of squishiness in it. So it's not totally rigid. You could stuff it definitely under the seat of on a plane or something like that, and it's not too big. I've gone for the 20-litre, as I mentioned, which is the smallest of the range. They do a 20, a 25 and a 30, and they do it in this black anthracite as well as, I think it's called boa, and it's a bit more of a sand colour. I was tempted by that. I thought it looked really nice. However, I always go black. I always go boring because I know it's safe and I know that it will last me because I don't trust myself with a sand colour bag. Really happy with it though. Looks very sleek and very nice. Let me kick things off with some of the exterior features. It's been made with this Cordura exterior, which is rain and weather resistant, nice and rugged. Hopefully that should hold up to the test of time. We shall see. It's coupled with YKK zippers, which are also water and weather resistant, and they have got very good zippability. They don't tend to get stuck from my initial inspections. Some really nice pull tabs and some grab tabs so that you can get them closed nice and easily. Now, one of the things that I really looked at when I was looking at these Shimoda bags is that they've been really made with comfort and ergonomics in mind because they come from that kind of outdoor hiking background. So they've made it with some really nice straps. These look super comfortable. Obviously, I haven't put it properly to the test yet, but they're nice and thick and padded, and you can adjust them. This is really important when you get this adjustability at the top end here. I've had this on other backpacks before. You can really cinch that down and make it comfortable for your body type and for your needs. If you've carried a camera around a lot over a period of time, you know that it can get heavy pretty quickly, even when you're carrying a relatively minimal load. Even for hiking especially, but also just carrying around town, it can get pretty weighty. So anything to take the load off is an advantage in my mind. On top of that, you've got a nice magnetic sternum strap, which is great because you can one-handed clip it on. This is such a good touch. I had it on my Peak Design bag as well. You could do it one-handed. When you've got to do something double-handed, it reduces the likelihood of me anyway actually using it. So I think that's a really nice touch, and it's all in the details in this bag. It looks like really good quality as well. So hopefully that will also withstand the test of time. One of the features that really piqued my attention when I was looking into this bag was the fact that they've actually built it with a capture clip in mind. If you've ever used one, it's one of my best used accessories. I use the one made by Peak Design. It's called a capture clip, and it literally clips onto the strap of your backpack. But typically you have to be able to get it around the whole thickness of your strap. And in this case, these have been made with comfort in mind, as I've already mentioned. So I think you'd struggle to get it around there. But what they've made is a little, I don't know if you can see it here, a little pass through where you can actually clip the capture clip too. And that is just ingenious, because I think it's going to be so useful. I tend to leave it on my camera bags all the time. It's incredibly useful when hiking and things like that. So 10 points for that, Shimoda. Thank you for thinking of that. I can't wait to get my Peak Design capture clip attached to that. In terms of other exterior features, you've got not one, but 2 side pockets. This is essential for me. I hate it when a camera backpack has only one pocket. One's for your tripod, one's for your water bottle, and it's got some nice straps that are built in, and they can easily be packed and stowed away. They don't flap about. You can cinch them down there, but they will hold your tripod nice and secure when you've got a tripod in there. If you're not using it, you can just tuck them away and pull them nice and tight. There's some really good handles to grab the bag with, grab handles. You've got one on the top, one on the bottom. The one on the top has got this nice retractability, so it just pops back into place. It doesn't flap about. And then I think there's one on the other side here. So if you're putting this into overhead bins and things on aeroplanes, that is really useful, just to be able to grab the bag and pull it down. So in terms of exterior features, I think that pretty much covers it for me. You've got a few pockets and ways to get into this bag. To start with, you've got a luggage pass-through on the back, and just stashed behind the back panel here, you've got a secret pocket. Really good. It's got a little zipper on it. Got a really good place to put a passport or some money or something like that when you're walking around an airport. As you're looking at it, the right side of the bag, you've got this side panel, as I talked about, which has a water bottle panel there. But as you open it here, you've got some internal organization. So you've got some places you can slot like cables and things like that. And I believe this is made for putting a battery bank in it. So you could slot your battery bank in there, and then you could feed the cable through the hole there, where you could be charging maybe a drone inside the bag or your camera or whatever it happens to be. I mean, that is a really clever bit of design, because I have to say, when I'm on the move, I often charge things like my drone if I run out of battery. So that's going to be really great. Just slot the power bank in there, cable goes through there, you are sorted. Obviously, you could use that for other stash features as well, if you so wish. That's really nice. I'll zip that back up. On the front here, you've got an external pocket where you can stash like maybe a rain jacket or some documents, something like that. Just something you need to get quick access to. So that's really, really handy. You then have your top access. So you unzip this here and open this. I would just like to say, I absolutely love the blue colour on the inside of this bag. It really makes it pop. You can see what's inside nice and easily. Got a little mesh separate compartment up here, which has a key fob in it and a couple of little separator pockets. So you can put some batteries, memory cards, bits and pieces, small things that you want to stash in there. And then in the top section here, whatever you want, little rain jacket, some snacks, maybe, something like that. And in this section here, if you can see, you've got this little icon of a laptop. And down the front here is where you would stash your laptop. This one, because I've gone with a 20 litre, only holds up to a 14-inch laptop, which is fine, because that's exactly what I have. So that should be absolutely fine. And then you can close that up and you're good to go. So to the main thing, which is the back. And this, again, is the thing, as I mentioned at the beginning, that really drew my attention to the bag. So let me open it up. Not only does it have a back access panel, but this back access panel is side opening. A lot of camera bags will flap open long ways, and your footprint when you open the bag is massive. It may sound a small thing, but when you're trying to open this and you're trying to get things out, sometimes you're leaning against a wall or something like that. It's actually really fiddly to do, but this is so good. So you basically zip it all the way around. I think all Shimoda bags have this feature on them, and it just opens like book style, so you can get into the inside here. You actually have a little tablet sleeve here. Potentially, if you've got a small laptop, you could get that in there as well. And then you've got your main area for all your camera bits and pieces with all of your dividers. You've got some extra dividers, so you can configure this however you would like for different carries. This whole section, this internal organisation, has a rigid frame around it as well to give it a little bit more structure. And this is completely removable. So if you were away somewhere and you want to leave your camera stuff behind, not sure why you'd want to do that, but anyway, you could pull this whole thing out and then you could just use it as a pretty standard backpack. If not, it's in there and you've got all your standard kind of camera dividers, and you can pop whatever you like in there. Personally, I'm pretty sure and hoping that I'm going to get, my camera with a lens on it and a spare lens and probably a drone with a controller, a few batteries, filters, general accessories, and I think that should be a really nice carry. In the bottom section down here, you've got that rain fly stashed away. that I talked about, if I can get it out. Here we are. That's there, so it's a bit of added security if you so need it. And then you can quite simply zip that back up. And that is pretty much the bag itself and all of the features that I am very excited to use. Overall, I think it's a really nice package. I guess maybe a bit small for some people, but if you've watched any of my videos of recent, really trying to slim down the kit. And I think it'll be the perfect size personally for me to travel with and just to use on day trips when I'm going into town. I will be traveling in May. I've got a very exciting trip coming up, and this will be my bag of choice. Can't wait to use it and stash all my camera stuff in there and just make it a really nice and comfortable trip. So if you want to check them out, I will drop the link below. Not sponsored, not affiliated, nothing like that. I just wanted to share it because I'm quite excited, as you can probably tell, for a new camera bag. So I'm going to go and configure it all myself. Any questions on the bag, please drop them in the comments below. Happy shooting, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video.